What's going on, everybody? My name is AC, and today we are in tune with a marketing guru, man. This is Jens the Guru. What's going on, man?
What's good, AC? How you been? How you been? Long time.
Right. Yeah, man. Everything is straight, and I'm liking the content that you pushing out right now, man. The high quality stuff, man. Consistency. So we'll just start with that. What made I know you always done it, but now I feel like it's more powerful at this point.
You know what it was, though? It's because it just, I used to always create the content in the past, and I kind of stepped away from the content last year when COVID happened because, a lot of the ad platforms lost their support, so it's not like before, I had more time because, we can call up Google and Google will fix this or Facebook will fix this, whatever. But when they remove support, I spent a bulk of the year, fixing fires for them, putting out fires here and there, whatever. So it took away from, me being able to create the content, whatever. And then, this year I kind of started off like, I don't know, usually I start New Year's with a bang, like, let's go this and that. But, I was going through some things like, on a personal side of life, whatever. And it slowed down, my drive to do things like that. And, one of my guys, whatever, one of our partners, whatever, Ja, he said, why don't you come up to PA for a few days? But, I was away from guys all last year because of the COVID thing, whatever. So said, come back to PA. So I came up there, and then I'm not sure if you know Matt.
Matt Dunstan. Yep.
Yeah. So Matt. So I hit him up. I put a post up there when I was in a hotel up north. I shot a piece of content and I put it up, and it was a while that I went without putting it up there and got good reaction. I saw Matt liked it, and I was like, yo, actually, let me reach out to Matt and see what's up, whatever, And then so he came to my hotel. We shot a few clips there. Started getting the juices flowing, and then he was still out there. So I was like, let's do it again Friday. So right. Shot more content, and then reaction was good. I was getting the feeling back, So I just put him on retainer, like, yo, boom, let's do this monthly now. So now I got him on board, and content looks better now because everybody's grown. I've been doing this for years. Mm-hmm. My business has grown. Matt, he's been doing the the media company. His media company has grown over the years, whatever. So now we're just at a space where we could do it at a higher level.
Mm. And that's a dope collab too, because I feel like both of you, I know him and I know you, I feel like both of you have like the same type of energy and want to get people out.
A lot of chemistry there. Like if anything, when we shoot content, we do it pretty fast too. Like he just knows what kind of what time I'm on, what questions to ask. He's already preparing things. He's reaching out to his followers, asking questions. I'm reaching out to my followers, asking questions. He just knows the flow of how I do things. So, it's a very cohesive situation when we are creating the content,
And what pushes you to is it just your personality or I know it's coming from a genuine place when you're giving out this free game to everybody and I know a lot of people don't use it, but what pushes you to want to help people even like
because I have I have my own goals in life, things I want to do. And so I realized somewhere I read like personal development, like in order for you to get what you want, you got to help a lot of people get what they want, whatever. And I think it runs in our family, my family in general. Like my dad, he's a preacher, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and since I am preaching still, I'm following the same tradition, whatever, but I'm preaching about marketing, you know what I'm saying? My brother, he has his online platform and he preaches about what he preaches on. So I think that's just something that's a part of our family, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, I happen to be passionate about running paid advertising and doing the marketing. It's interesting to me,
Right.
So it's nothing for me to talk about that. Like sometimes I do panels and they'll be like, you got a 15-minute slot, and they don't even know, like I could literally be up on that panel 8 hours the whole day talking about this thing, you know what I'm saying? Right. So.
And I could tell with your content because it's literally like you do like your topics and everything that you bring up is just consistently, it's stuff that can apply to everybody in the creative space and business wise. And it's just consistently like gems each time. So
yeah,
you got a lot of knowledge.
I think the gems come very easily because it's pretty much, I'm in the field actually doing this, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the trenches taking care of the things that I'm actually talking about. And these are questions that I genuinely get consistently, or a lot of pain points that customers and clients have, whatever. So it's really, it's not like I'm just picking it from thin air, whatever. These are based on real situations that I know people are going through, and if I clarify on it, it can help the average person out.
Right. And then were you always in marketing, or were you in a different space in hip hop previous, or was this your first love for the game for this?
No, I was in the whole. I was entertaining studios, and I had a kid back in the day. One of my best friends, whatever. My best friend, he actually passed away 2006. He had like a heart condition, whatever. But he was a great artist, you know what I'm saying? And it was always on a grind to like get that music heard and get people checking it out, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But nobody ever knew the way because we're from New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? We're from New Jersey and we're not in the streets, we're church boys, you know what I mean? Now nowadays it's easy. It's like, okay, cool, you know what I'm saying? You could be yourself and you could make whatever music you want to make, whatever, and people accept it. But back then you damn near had to be tied into the streets to be inside of the music business, whatever, you know what I mean? So we from Jersey, we not, you know, we raised in the church, we not outside, this and that, blah, blah. Our parents ain't gangsters who have ties to the business, whatever. So, you know, it was just trying to find better ways to like, you know, to get that going, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it got to a point where I realized staying in Jersey just wasn't the move anymore. So I started branching out into studios in New York, whatever. And it was more so like, let me find somebody who's doing something, the smallest thing, whatever. And I know I'll network my way up, whatever. I know how to work. I know how to move around people and stuff like that and deal with energies, whatever. So it was just, you know, me being in the studios. I mean, I got to come outside of Florida, so I got to eat mosquitoes. But it was just me being in Florida, me being in these studios and just being around people in the business, whatever, that I kind of found my way. I guess I always had a idea of what a dope artist sounds like, whatever. And when I, you know, and it's just love of music. Whenever I find something dope, I've always want to find a way to get other people to discover that talent and see what it is, whatever, you know what I mean? So it just makes sense that it naturally fell into me getting into marketing, you know? When I went, you know, so I would be at these studios just interning, you know, just connecting with different people, you know, that's actually how I got like an engineer's ear. Now I know what good mixes sound like because I came up under that setting, whatever. But it was just it's not something that I would want to do. I've always had like, you know, like in my mind, thoughts of being like CEO in the business, or, you know what I'm saying, just handling the business side of this thing, whatever. So when I discovered online marketing, you know, it just made me realize, oh, there's a way to do this thing. Because before it was just, you know, I don't know my way around this business. We got to find somebody to hopefully like what we got going on, and then, you know, they'll invest in you, take it to the next level. When I discovered online marketing, it was like, oh, you don't need nobody. You know, this is exactly what Master P and them were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like actually getting it directly to the people, whatever. So, you know, once I discovered that, it was over. Like, it's like, let me sit down and learn this skill one way or another. And this is before people were even connecting ads to digital ads to, like, you know, market products, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They had a whole online community already doing paid advertising to promote like products and courses and stuff like that, but it never connected on the music side. So I feel like, you know, I kind of like introduced that to the world somehow, you know what I'm saying? Because I never seen people doing it.
Right. And was that all self-taught then, or did you go to school for any business or marketing?
Nah, you know, the thing with school with me is that, man, school just teaches too slow. So right. I just don't even understand how somebody can go to school for marketing, because I feel like by the time you graduate, all those ideas will be outdated. You know what I mean? I guess there's certain core principles you can keep, whatever. But how I learned was more so like an apprenticeship type model, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Self-taught in the sense that I did the work, but what I did was I just found people who were getting certain results, whatever, and I would pay them for their time. I'd either buy their courses, or I'd be like, yo, so how much you charge for a phone consultation? You charge $500 an hour, you charge this for an hour. I'd get the money, I'd sit down and talk to them, whatever. I'd connect with other marketers online, you know what I'm saying? And we would be on Skype calls, just banging out our own thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of came up, whatever. And, you know, I learned from, it's funny because I learned coming up in different industries, different niches. Like I did a lot of damage in the make money online niche, whatever, or like e-commerce stuff, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So those things, it helped me see marketing on a different level. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, not as, you know, emotionally wrapped up in the content as the average artists are, because I came up and I realized it's about putting your content in front of people who are looking for it, and just, you know, marketing like it's a product, you know what I'm saying, and keeping your brand awareness out there 24/7. You know what I mean? And that's what I got from those other, you know, other niches and stuff like that, you know?
Right.
But
and you mentioned, and you mentioned e-commerce. So when I first met you, I met you back in the Black Room. We'll get to talk about that. And like, to your character, you were the person that put me on and my team on how to create websites using Shopify and stuff like that. So you've been a guy that was a helping hand in trying to help people. Even that was like 2015. So
yeah, exactly. Because I'm the type of person, if I come across something and it's working and we can help somebody move to the next level, why not share the information? And it's funny because I was around certain people around the time when I first started creating content. They're like, "What are you doing? You're giving away all the gems and this and that, blah blah." But I realized that there's nothing wrong with that, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you grow. Like, even now, I got a course where I teach people how to market like me, whatever. And people would think that you would get people inside the course and you wouldn't give them all the secrets. No, we're going to teach them exactly how to do it, exactly how I do it. And what's happening now is those same people are taking what I've taught them, whatever, but they putting their own spin because they have their own individual brains, whatever, and they're bringing shit to me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They're bringing processes to me now. Like they're teaching me now. Oh, I found this. I found that. I found that. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's all. That's why the internet works, yo. We're all sharing information. You know what I'm saying? And people saying technology is moving so fast. It's moving so fast because we're all collectively putting our experiences and our thoughts out there. So we're standing on top of each other. You know? So
yeah. And then so then we'll go into the Black Room, because you said you're from Jersey. You came to PA, and how was that connection made with Black Room?
Well, you know what it was? I was working with somebody, and they had at that time, and he had like I told him, like, you know, we should start doing panels where we talk about online marketing. You know what I'm saying? And we did a panel one day, and they just happened to be in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And I like to flow with them. They would send me some music, whatever. Let me see something. And I took a trip out to PA one day to see their studio. And that's when I saw Denny, actually, some young guy. And I saw that he produced, you know, I saw that he mixed records and he knew how to record artists, you know what I'm saying? And you guys saying, I came interning in these major studios and I seen the most successful producers were the ones who knew how to do that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So when I seen that, I was like, oh, this is somebody I could build around pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Because he's doing everything that needs to be done. It's just that he's in PA, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
People don't, but I saw what I need to see, like, you know what I mean? And as I kept on being around him, I saw that he would constantly work on getting better. You know what I mean? Like when I first met him, 6 months later, he's advanced. He's stepping up his equipment and his, you know what I'm saying? His mixes are getting better. You know what I'm saying? So he's not one place. He's just getting better and better and better. At one point, when I was out in PA, it was like, yo, me and him were just on the grind. Like every day I'd wake up early in the morning. I would go into the studio and work on my campaigns, and he'd be in there working on mixes and working on sessions. So that's kind of how we formed our camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? But that's really how the connection happened. You know what I mean? I did a panel when I was talking about marketing, the other guy was talking, whatever. But when I came, and I'm pretty blunt and direct when I talk about this, whatever. So it kind of shook up the room, and I gave people a new way of looking at things. But like I said, at that point, nobody knew about paid advertising. All they knew was, let me get a feature in the blog. Let me get, you know, on channel, this and that, and hopefully it'll work, whatever, this and that, you know? So that's how we came together.
Okay, yeah, that's dope. And you did mention about being in PA. So for new artists, do you think it matters anymore with the internet on where you're at? Because a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm from a small town. I'm never going."
Man, I done seen so many people pick up and move to these big locations and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time. Let me go to ATL. Let me go to LA, and then years later, you just a nigga. Or you're saying somebody out in LA or somebody in ATL, whatever, just living there, and you're not making anything happen. I feel like, yo, with the internet, you could literally, especially with advertising, you could literally get your content seen and heard by everyone in all these other regions just from where you're at. So I feel like people need to spend time and get their content hot and get it going wherever the hell wherever they're located. And once you get momentum, you got fans and you got people, you know what I'm saying, really supporting you financially where you can make moves like that. Then you pick up and go to the other places where it makes sense for them. But you can do everything you need to do from right where you're at, whatever. Because people don't be doing what they need to do at home and thinking that just going to another place is going to change things for them, whatever. Right. Wherever you go, you bring yourself, yeah? So if you're a lazy bum here, you're going to be a lazy bum there. So you might as well be a lazy bum at home where you know everybody and you're comfortable, as opposed to struggling somewhere where you're never going to make anything happen because that's not you. Your work ethic ain't even built for what it takes to get to the next level, you know?
Right. Yep. No, and that's facts. And that's so then that goes because you mentioned content. So it's a space now where people think just because they run ads, they're gonna get a bunch of views. What do you think is more important in this game right now, money or content?
Content, the quality of the content is always gonna be what separates everything. Like, you know what I mean? Now here's the thing. You can have fly content, you can have trash content, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't market it, obviously no one's gonna see it, whatever. But you know, once you create an opportunity, once you have an opportunity to start marketing, whatever, you'll see that content that's actually good, it works easier, it costs cheaper for you to get results, you know what I'm saying? So you know, you could throw a lot of money at a piece of content, but if it ain't there, it's not gonna fucking work, you know what I mean? Like as far as views, you can get the views, that's not a problem. All it is we're buying ad space, we're putting it in front of people who need to see it. I get that, you know what I'm saying? That's easy, whatever. But still, those people have to be converted. The content is what converts the people, you know what I mean? That's what makes people go, I wanna rock with this, whatever. So just because you hire a Jen's guru or you're willing to dump $100,000 in the ads into a piece of content, if the content isn't straight, it's not going to work for you, bro. Like you can't buy your way into the hearts of people. You actually have to create something that they connect with, you know?
Right. Exactly. Because you can't make them like you with money. You have to actually
exactly.
Yeah. Content.
Yeah. All you're just doing is making sure you get seen, but you know, Man, like I feel, you know, I got this thing in my head where I feel like a lot of people are doing this music thing because they don't know how to, they don't, all they see is financial freedom, you know what I'm saying? And maybe they see a little fame on it, whatever, but they got to understand that there's other ways to make money. So do what you're passionate about. It's going to be easier. There's other ways to make money outside of this music space, whatever. This music thing has to do with passion. And I really love doing this because there's a lot of bullshit that comes with it, you know what I mean? And the only thing that's going to make you stick around is if your heart is really in it. You know what I'm saying? Right. I can tell the difference. I literally can tell the difference when somebody coming to me and they just chasing the money and somebody who's really doing it. When you hear Stunna Gambino, I get why Stunna Gambino works. You know what I'm saying? I get why Smooth Bell, his content was working. I get why Justin Barbie content was working. You know what I'm saying? At something in their core really connects with making music. Yeah? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, when you say that, that's a fact. And that's what I preach to people too, because that's kind of like a testament to myself is like, I was a rapper and I feel like I got out of that space and now it's like the whole time I feel like I should have been doing media, like engineering. I made more money off of engineering than I ever made making music. Right. So it's different places where you can be successful in music and you just gotta be real with yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you gotta like, and it's funny because a lot of people don't realize, they have other skills that they're really good at, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That can, because maybe you're somebody who has passion for that entertainment business, whatever, but maybe the music side of things isn't where you need to be. People just think like, okay, it has to be music, whatever. You can make a really good living, you know what I'm saying, being the stepping stone that helps somebody get to where they need to get. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. And I did just see you post something up with J. Cole mention you in the ending credits of his song. I
forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Somebody, literally one of my clients hit me with an email yesterday like, yo, this is you. Is this you, whatever? And I've been listening to my whole life, whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah, that is, yeah, he did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy. How did you meet J. Cole and how were you in that session? Like, how was that whole thing?
No, I was actually around that crew the whole time, pretty much. Like, what happened was this. I was interning at KMA Studio, and I was senior intern, I guess, so I had access to the room. I would be there late nights, whatever, so I got control over who comes in, who comes out, whatever. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be sessions that are paid, but there's certain times where the big rooms are open. I mean, nobody's there, whatever. So I'm minding my business in the studio, you know what I'm saying, chilling, and his manager at the time, Mike Rooney, was like, yo, I was like, yo, Lupe is so fire, ain't nobody fucking with Lupe. And he was like, there's a kid. Now he's like, I got a kid right now. You know what I'm saying? He's the greatest, yo. You got to check him out. So I like, send me a link. And this is on MySpace, yo. You know what I'm saying? This is MySpace. So I get home and I'm like, okay, let me play this J. Cole kid, whatever. And I'm like, wait, nah, this nigga's fire, yo. You know what I'm saying? He's fire. So you know what I'm saying? I came at this, I'm like, yo, nah, Mike, this kid is dope, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what little hustle that people had is that other people would have like, access to the rooms and they would charge people to get in there for free. I mean, they would charge people to get in, whatever. Like, okay, cost $150 an hour for this room, whatever. I'm gonna get it to you for 50, blah. And they used to keep their little money. It's a little thing that interns did. But me, I didn't give a fuck about the money. I was like, yo, I want good music to be made. So when I heard J. Cole, I'm like, let me let this kid rock, do whatever the hell he need to do to get his thing together. You know what I mean? So the engineer would come in late nights and they would record songs, create track. And in the middle of all that, you know what I'm saying, Rock Nation started coming, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like literally they create the whole, the warm-up in that type of setting. Okay, yo, come through, come and record this, blah, blah, knock it out, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So he knocked out the whole project, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I was around that camp pretty much till like what? I think probably till after the first album drop. If you even check the album covers of the first album, like you'll see my like he shouted me out in the liner notes too. You know what I mean? So I did a lot in the sense that, I just, whatever resources I have, bro, here, you can have this, yo. Do what you gotta do to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So that's before I even got into the marketing side. It's just, yo, if it's good music, I want to share that with the world. People need to hear. So you know what I'm saying? So that's how the part I played in his career. And I'm just glad that, he just kept on doing what the hell he had to do. And he lived up to what I saw in him. Because I just saw him as a phenomenal, I'm saying, world-changing artist. That's what he became. That's what he is now. And nobody can ever tell me anything about that guy. Like, he deserved every fucking thing he got. Like, I've seen how hard he works. You know what I'm saying? So I know that ethic didn't change. That work ethic ain't go nowhere. And he just seemed like he's always been grounded. Like, he literally came in the game how he came. He could have been a dude in the game, wrapped up in it, like getting at this and that, female, this and that. But he seemed like he stays close to home and stays close. Honestly, and looking at it, his same team. He got the same team still in place.
Same people?
Yeah, like Eve was always around. You know what I'm saying? He had obviously Mark Pitts as the manager, but he had Eve, there, whatever, and now it's dating, and I see Eve growing, you know what I'm saying? So the whole crew was there. Boss was there back then, you know what I'm saying? Omen was there, you know what I'm saying? I still got the same engineer. So shout out to those guys, man. They stayed on their path, you know?
That's dope, man. And that's crazy. Like, even like you say, even before marketing, like you had that in you, like to give this guy, like you just met him, like come in, just record. Like,
yeah, because the average hater will be like, man, this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. I got this other artist who signed to me directly. I let him rock instead of this guy. You know what I'm saying? People have weird things going on, but shit. You know what I mean? I used to, real shit, like real quick, yo. I don't even talk about this, right? I don't even talk about this. Okay. I'm about to get, I have, because what really got me into marketing was animation, whatever. Like I had like this idea for like a sci-fi animation type of thing, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like based on the Gorillas, whatever. So I would want to like have a comic book and this and that. And we even got to the point where Cartoon Network was interested in it too. But then but when I started reading into the thing that happens with, when they buy the rights, you can't do anything else with it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what made me slow down on it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when I learned about online marketing, it just changed everything. It's like, okay, I don't got to deal with these networks. I can just sit back and develop the skills. And hell, if I'm 55 years old, I can still put this out. By then I have a shitload of resources and money, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I say that to say this, whatever. I actually, it's an animated group, whatever. So a big part of the storyline was music. So I was actually making songs for that thing, whatever, for the pitch, whatever. And I actually have a song right now on the internet with J. Cole. I did the first verse and Cole is on the last verse. Right?
Like you was rapping?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Don't
get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I can write. That's why I know what GOAT artists are. Because I can write. I can hold melodies. I can do all that shit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who's interested in that, Google Start Your Own Rebellion. Look up Let It Go featuring J. Cole and you'll hear a little sound.
Oh, okay. I'm writing that. Yeah. We definitely gonna look that up. Nah, that's dope, man. And to be a part of that, to see that that's gonna be J. Cole in the future, like that's dope that you got that, because you're around a lot of successful people that know just in your heart. Do you feel like that comes from, like you said, your dad was a preacher, that you're this person, that just genuine person that like you grew up in the churches? Do you feel like giving is what you're gonna get back?
I don't know, man. I don't know if it was. I don't know. That's just the way I am. You know, I've always been generous, maybe generous to a fault. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It just it doesn't hurt me to do good. I like doing good if I can. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I don't be expecting in return. I remember even a session where J. Cole had whatever, I think for Friday Night Lights, and I just like did background vocals on it, whatever. And I could have got paid for this. I could have got paid $500 for doing that, and I didn't even care for the money, yo. It's just like, boom, let me help out. You know what I'm saying? Like
vocals on there too. That's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
You also have so what is, because I looked at it a little bit, what is Viral Tribe Formula?
Viral Tribe Formula is a little thing I created, whatever. It's a community that I have pretty much that the course, you know what I mean? The course that I have that teaches them how to run ads on me. But the whole idea of Viral Tribe community is basically creating your own tribe of people, you know what I'm saying? And going viral through the paid advertising. Like damn near, I'm a living testament of Viral Tribe Formula. Like literally, I didn't go out there and beg other pages and influencers to post me and post my content. I sat back where I was at, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I sat back where I was at and I just created the content and I ran paid advertising. I put out to the world and I do it consistently. To this day, I'm not reaching out to pages with bigger followers and I'm saying, post me. Nah, I'm literally creating my own viral tribe who comes to me, you know what I'm saying? Who turns their post notifications on for me whenever I drop a piece of content, you know what I mean? I create that from scratch. No cosigns, no nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's just like you said, that's just the passion. That's the passion for it.
Right.
And with that, so you've been in this game a while now, and so you've seen a lot of changes in the industry. How has the music industry changed marketing-wise since you first started?
Well, marketing-wise, like I said before, all they cared about was like, it was just favor-driven, yo. It was very favor-driven. Like certain people could shut you down if they didn't like what you had going on, or if they could shut you down. Now you can get it directly to the people, and the people can, like, you can't get canceled, yo. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, situation with Meg and Tory, his career would have been over. You know what I'm saying? But yo, nowadays, because of the internet, and he can get his content directly to the people, and people can decide what the hell they want to do. He dropped a phenomenal ass fucking project right after that shit, and that saved his ass. So I'm sorry, I ain't going fucking nowhere. People still to this day don't know the truth of the matter. They don't know what's going on with it. Yo. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, yo. Back then, you could have got ended. Like I remember Saigon when he was coming up. You know what I'm saying? He was looked at to be the next big artist, whatever. And then they had a situation at like a Hot 97 showcase where he got into something with Prodigy. And then because of that, I think the radio station like banned him, whatever, right when he was on the cusp of blowing up, whatever. And that shut his shit down, yo. Nowadays, that shit can happen. Ain't nothing. Like, oh, radio won't support me. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
YouTube is there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And then how important? Because I know a lot of people people still to this day. They're like, oh, like I want to get on radio. I want to get on radio. How important to you is TikTok right now?
You say TikTok or radio? Oh, so you say TikTok as opposed to radio?
Yeah.
Well, TikTok to me, I mean, the algorithm on that shit is crazy, man. It's no different than any other social media platform that's booming. Like, literally, you're getting it directly to the people, and because of the algorithm, it's a new platform, and they're in competition mode. You got to know that, like, Instagram is getting it's getting like 1 billion monthly users, whatever, active monthly users. TikTok is still getting 100. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting 100. So they're still in competition mode. They're still fighting. So they're out here showing love, and it's just real easy to go to the next level. I mean, and you can reach the same amount of people that you would possibly reach on radio. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Exactly.
That's so much about it. That's Wild Wild West. And I feel like anybody out there, you know what I'm saying, that's willing to create a shitload of content, you got a shot on that platform. Right. Unless this thing pass by. But you have a shot on that platform because the algorithm is out here showing massive love. You know what I'm saying? And on top, you got an ad platform now, and the fact that you can connect ads to it too, to the actual content of your page. I'm about to start going stupid on there for clients. You know what I
mean? So yeah, I recently got on TikTok, and it's crazy how it works. Like literally, I only got like 18 followers, but I get like 3,000 watch like views.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, look at it, and IG is nowhere like that. Like I use my paid advertising. Like I've always been on IG. I knew what it was. So from the beginning, I've always been team fucking algorithm. I don't care about the algorithm. I'm doing the ads and get my thing seen or heard. But I got over 100,000 followers, and I'll be lucky when I post a piece of content if only 5,000 people see it, if 3,000 people see it, whatever. I mean, people be like, oh, you got this amount of followers. You're not getting this amount of likes, whatever. You might support your. First of all, I don't got to buy shit. All I do is buy paid advertising, whatever. Right. But I just understand that the platform doesn't show my shit to everybody that's following me. And there's certain people on the platform that on Instagram that I actually like. I like seeing their content. And now I'm rediscovering. I'm like, yo, I remember I used to tap into this person all the time, but Instagram literally just doesn't show me their content anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's not like that on TikTok. TikTok is gonna, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna you put it out there, anybody can see that thing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
No, that's what I noticed too. I see like the same 10 people or same like 7 people all day on Instagram. But yeah, it's a whole different game now. And do you feel like from your knowledge, do you think that is gonna, because you know how it went from CDs to digital, do you think there's gonna be something even different coming soon? Because
there has to be that, you know what I'm saying? That's just the growth of it, whatever. I'm just trying to figure out what it's going to be. So I'm just keeping my ears to the ground, seeing what's up. You know what I mean? I know people talking about this NFTs and, you know what I'm saying, really heavy. Mm-hmm. We just got to figure out what the real world application is going to be for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting back and watching like everyone else, you know what I'm saying? Right. And whatever it is, I'm open to change. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as this, like, you know, how do you stay young in this business? How you stay down, you know what I'm saying? You just got to stay constantly learning, you know what I'm saying? And seeing what the new thing is. So there's definitely something new coming. I'm just going to wait to see what it is. And I don't think it's going to take long. I think within the next 5 years, the landscape is going to look totally fucking different. You know
it's moving quick. It's definitely moving quick. And then do you have, because I know a lot of people with YouTube and they try to run their ads and it gets flagged. Like I know I had a couple that got flagged. What is something that you could tell upcoming artists to because now they're getting a lot more sensitive too. So what is something you can tell people, like, because they put their money up and they got the money for it, but they can't use it?
Well, I would tell them this, yo, don't be afraid of like clean content. I've like literally created, everybody that I've created a bidding war for or multi-million-dollar situation, it's been people who are willing to work with clean content. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I still get dirty content to go. It happens all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, you can go far with running clean. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to run dirty, there's a bunch of different things you could do. Maybe you can cut off a few seconds off the intro, cut a few seconds off the back end to give it a different look and then resubmit. You can keep on resubmitting on the platform. You know what I'm saying? Those things. There's just certain times of the year where it's easy to get dirty content to fly too. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of different things you can do. I don't want to throw it all out there because I don't want somebody to Google to see this and they start looking, doing this, let's cover it up. I'm saying, but it's just, there's a bunch of different things you can do to creatively hide those things, whatever. But what's the point? Because let's just say there's something I was doing before that was working real well, whatever, and they made a change and now they noticed that. Before, what happened used to be with, I noticed that I was running campaigns and it would get disapproved. And they were solid campaigns. They were getting disapproved for solid, like they were saying like, this is clean, but they're saying, oh, you're shocking content. And I would talk to support when support was open. And they were like, well, the reason why is the closed caption. It says a curse right here. And there was no curse there. So it made me go, oh, you motherfuckers are looking at the closed caption. So what I used to do with the dirty lyrics is I would go in there and remove the curses. And then I would submit it, whatever, and they would miss it. You know what I'm saying? And that was valid for like a long ass time, whatever. But, you know, nowadays that shit don't really work like that, whatever. So it's about just trying to figure out what the loopholes are, like what, you know what I'm saying? But the best way too is just run clean fucking content. Because guess what? If it's clean, you could talk to support now. You could talk to support and say, this is clean, I need a manual review, and they'll let that shit slide. But if it's dirty, you can never talk to support because you're trying to slide it in under their noses, you know?
Right. Now, with that being said, did you ever deal with a client that was, they paid you, got all this, and they were just dissatisfied? Maybe they didn't have the best content, or
that happens. That realistically happens because, you know, artists are a bad mosquito, but I'm saying some artists are delusional. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, my job is to get your content seen and heard. It's not for me to make you know what I'm saying, love the content, like make people love it, whatever. So that's not on me. But in my case, nobody can really ever say anything to me because it's like, okay, your campaign didn't work, but I'm always working. So guess what? Next month, I'm gonna have a campaign that went crazy. Every 6 months, I'm gonna have a new artist who worked with me and took it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So that's why my dynamic is kind of weird, whatever. I know other marketers, they might go through hell because I don't see too many other marketers breaking unknown artists and stuff like that, whatever. But I have a track record of doing that. So it's like one artist will say, oh, my shit didn't do this and that, whatever. But if it's me, if I'm the problem, why is this other person who's not connected to me is getting results? You know what I'm saying? So
right,
that's how we deal with that. My work speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? So
right, no, for sure. Yeah. And so I just got 2 more questions for you here. What is a message that or some game you would give yourself 2011 Jens, 10 years ago? A message you would give yourself to be even further than you are now?
Yeah, I actually answered that before too, on one of my pieces of content, but I would tell myself, you know, get your ideas out the way faster. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you got in your mind, just knock that shit out. Because yo, like if it doesn't work, you'll know quick, as opposed to it being an idea you're just holding and sitting on, whatever. And then also just do your own work, do the work, yo. Because a lot of people out here are full of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as like people who denounce what you're doing to tell you that you're crazy, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because now, even back then, a lot of my naysayers, whatever, I realize now that I'm at where I'm at, I'm saying with the success I'm having in my business, I realize, and their lives haven't changed pretty much at all. I realized, oh, you guys are just talking, yo. So it's cool to say you don't know what you're doing. It's cool to say you're wasting time, whatever, yo. But the whole time I was just thinking while they were saying all this shit, they had their lives figured out. And motherfuckers haven't moved one fucking foot in front of the other, whatever. So it's like, I would have definitely told myself, like, yo, don't even listen to these people. Even though I naturally didn't do it, whatever, but I was in my feelings a lot. I had a lot of, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things going on because there was people close to me doing this, whatever. So I thought that, yo, by the time I got on, I would be so full of vengeance shitting on people that now I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so from a place that, damn, I wish for all that shit you was talking, you was actually doing something too. You know what I'm saying? So
just to still be there to keep pushing me to get, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I just wish, you know, I wish the best of people. I want people to win too and have good experiences in life and get, like, you know what I mean? I don't care about being that dude who's getting it all and everybody living like paupers. Some people get off on that. That's not me. You know, so, but I would definitely tell myself, get those ideas out fast, whatever, and don't really listen to people in their advices and they're naysaying, they're talking down with you. That's what people do. They don't, you know what I'm saying?
Right. They don't want to see you win.
Right.
So at this point, what's next for Jens with the Guru? Like what's next for you? You're going up with the marketing, your media is growing, your content's going crazy. What should the people expect next from you?
I got a few artists that I'm developing personally that so I'm gonna have some artists under my belt too that I get things going for. I got still other camps that I'm pretty cool. I built relationship with, and I'm working on getting that thing going too. So it's gonna be me turning up, some of the people I have good relationship with artists as well, obviously, but it's also gonna be me turning up a few things that I'm personally invested in. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be one thing. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, I want to step into the movie space, the animation space. That's ultimately where I'm going. I'm saying where I'm doing the marketing for like video games and stuff like that. That's literally my destination. That's where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So
you got that back.
Yeah, I got a partner right now who he just did a deal with like a film studio. So you know what I mean? They're talking about having me market things like that. So okay. that's ultimately where I'm going. I just want to be in the entertainment space, the multimedia space, you know, because I love telling stories or having stories being told, you know what I'm saying? So that's why the music thing is cool to me too, because it's like, it's people telling their stories, whatever. So anything that allows me to have a new story being told, whatever, I'm gonna be connected in. And that's what this multimedia space creates for me, an opportunity to get these stories told and tell stories.
That's dope. That's dope, man. And I do appreciate you joining us, man. Today there's a lot of like, listen, that was 30 minutes, but you dropped hella jewels.
Yo, I can talk this shit all day, bro. You can tell me in 2 hours. I'm like, let's go.
Right. No, I do appreciate you, man. Is there any shout outs or anything that you want to mention before we get off of here?
Shout out to you know, some young guy. Shout out to my guy Ja. Shout out to Vasquez El Sabio, Josh Nichols. Shout out to Roz Verde, I'm saying, some of the artists I'm doing a few things for. Shout out to Fat Ricky, I'm saying. He got Stunning Gambino going. I love his team. I love how he works, keep it in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Donald Davis. I like some of the work he keeps. Shout out to basically all my clients that are actually listening, because people are hiring me and just do things the hell they want to do it. It's like, yo, listen to somebody who knows how to get results. So shout out to everybody that's willing to listen and take action, yo.
Oh, and that's dope that you're keeping a lot of good people around you, man. A lot of hard workers. I'm sure reciprocates back to you as well. So, but I do appreciate you again having us, man. Today, y'all are in tune with Jens the Guru, man. Hella gems. Thank you for joining, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, y'all. Be back next week. We got another big one. Let's go.
Let's go.
In the